Let's go out to Minco, Oklahoma, and talk to Jody. What's up, Jody?
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
Of course, thanks for calling. What's up?
So my husband and I are very physically affectionate.
Awesome.
And if we're in the same room, we're going to touch. It's what it is. We've been married for 17 years, together for 22.
Wait, hold on. When you say touch, do you mean like, oh, yeah? Or do you mean like high five?
Well, it's not quite a, oh, yeah, but it's not quite a high five. Like, he'll come up. Like the other day, I was cooking at the stove. All my kids are at the table. We have 3 kids, 15, 13, and 11. And he walks up behind me. They're behind us. And he just puts both hands on my breast, gives me a hug, and kisses me on the neck.
Oh, those poor kids.
Those poor kids. And so my youngest feels that we're super gross. And I reassure her that, you know, there's kids out there that their parents don't like each other. You're blessed, so get used to it. But he's going to grab my butt. He's going to grab my chest. It's not like fondling, but there is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Is it okay? Or am I ruining them? Are they right?
On behalf of mental health practitioners across America, we thank you for providing us a new generation of clients. It's going to go on for a while. Okay, so here's the way I would describe this. So affection is different than sexual. And I know I feel like I'm splitting hairs here. And I go back to the same thing I teach young children. And I teach parents to teach young children, which is bathing suit parts are for private. And so, yeah, whapping you on the butt as you walk by is one thing. There's playful affection there. Hugging you and groping your breast while your 11-year-old just sits there and her eyes falling out of her head, that is turned sexual. And so...
Okay. Even if it doesn't feel sexual, it is sexual.
Yes. And just keep in mind bathing suit parts. Now, here's the slippery slope.
Okay.
I desperately want my kids... I don't desperately want. They do. They see me be affectionate with their mom. And I want them to have images of their head of me and their mom hugging, me and their mom holding hands, me and their mom kissing, me and their mom being goofy, my wife having a wet towel and throwing it at me when I walk in the door. Like, I want them to have that sort of affection.
Yeah.
I also want them to be aware my parents are sexual beings.
Yes.
But them having the images in their head changes everything.
Okay.
And similar, so here's I'm gonna hit the bell curve too far. I'm gonna get drama on the responses on the internet, but I don't care.
Okay.
It's the difference between talking to your daughter, which hopefully you have. I mean, I'm guessing by how open and affectionate y'all are.
Yes.
Y'all openly talk about sex with your kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. There's that, and then they're showing them pornography and saying, "This is what this is."
No.
We wouldn't do that because we don't want those images in their head. They can't handle that image.
Okay.
What we want them... It's the same reason that my wife, she's a reading literacy specialist for children. It's the reason why she will let our kids read a Harry Potter book. Well, my 14-year-old is past it, but my daughter's young. Read a certain Harry Potter book without watching it yet.
Okay.
Because the images that she creates in her head is from a very limited bank. But when Hollywood puts an image in there, it's there forever.
Yes.
And so when mom and dad talk about affection and talk about, oh, we're going to go close the door and we are going to super smooch kiss and we're going to get gross. Then the kids go, oh! And how old are your kids?
15, 13, and 11.
All right. So your 15-year-old's going to know what's going on. And they're going to be appropriately grossed out because mom and dad just went in there and locked the door. Ew. The 11-year-old is going to be grossed out, but in a different way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, you sound sad. Have I just ruined your day?
Well, I had to prepare myself emotionally for this call because I was like, of course we're going to be vindicated. There's nothing sexual in this. It's just, and it's only in our home. This isn't like at Walmart, you know? And
well, that
so
makes
then
you
I had
unique
to go,
because I
wait.
see it at Walmart a lot.
Well, I went, okay, but what if he tells me I'm a pervert?
No, you're not a
Then
pervert.
I have to be ready.
You're not.
But I had to be ready for that. You know, you have to go swing that spectrum.
Yes, but hold on. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't call you pervert.
Okay.
I didn't call you that.
No, I'm not saying you did. I'm saying I had to be prepared for that.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm not going to call you pervert.
In order to be humble enough to accept whatever answer you gave.
Y'all sound like you have a fun house.
We laugh a lot.
Awesome.
And my kids are super funny, super amazing. And my older two don't mind. They went through the stage, where it's like, ew, mom and dad are kissing.
Of course,
or that.
yeah,
They went through that stage. And to them, it's not a big deal at all now. They tell her that she's fine. But my youngest she's there. And I got pointed out that maybe it is inappropriate.
Well, I think we often take our older kids' silence or acceptance. Or we take their silence.
They can't change it. They know they can't change it, so they've just moved on.
They unplug. They don't move on. They unplug. Okay. They desensitize. Okay. They check out.
So do I just sit the three of them down and say, "I'm sorry. You're all right, and we will keep it at a certain level."
I honestly, I wouldn't.
Just move forward.
I would tell my husband, "Hey, don't grab my boobs in front of the kids."
What about a butt? Is that okay?
I mean, again, there's a difference between whapping somebody, right?
Yeah.
And coming
he just
up.
walks by, and it's discreet.
Of
like
course.
I said, my kids couldn't see anything. They couldn't see him touching my boobs.
Yes, they can.
But
Yes, they can. They know. They know.
But they weren't like full on watching. But they know.
They know. There's a difference between whapping your husband or wife on the booty and coming up and getting a handful and groping. Right? Okay. There's a difference, and y'all know.
Yeah.
And you as a wife of an affectionate husband, you know when he is being silly and when he's getting a little gropey. Everybody does.
Yeah.
You could feel the energy difference, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it's just playful in front of our kids. It's really not in a grope sexual manner. It's playful and, hey, I love you.
Exactly. What a 15-year-old, here's an example. It's going to be a little bit unique, okay? So, and I'm probably making a leap here, but here's the example. I was a dean of students at a small faith-based university for a few years. And one of the rules they had for somebody in my position was no drinking alcohol. Now, I really pushed back on that because it's not scriptural. I mean, it was just this tradition, and it was just this. And a senior leader gave me, and again, I was a young, loudmouth kid, and a senior leader gave me a new perspective on adolescent development that I hadn't fully come across yet. And it checks out with the science, it checks out with everything. Here's what he said. He said, you want to model responsible drinking, and modeling happens in a context, right? But when a student walks by and sees you having a glass of wine, what that student, that 18-year-old says is, he drinks so I can drink.
It gives permission.
And now that glass of wine or my one beer turns into an 18-pack for them because we're both drinking. Now, when you're 24, 21, 23, you can say, oh, that guy has wine with dinner. But when you're younger, the math doesn't work as it does for adults.
Okay.
And so I want my kids to see me and their mom be super affectionate all the time. I also want to leave some things to the imagination.
Okay.
So
I hope they don't imagine this.
Well, so that when your 15-year-old gets in a situation, there's not a playbook already there.
He doesn't think it's normal to behave the way a married couple does. I understand.
But you're doing this out of a context of a quarter-century married relationship. He will not.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll know affection is affection is affection, and this is what fun, this is what laughter, and this is what silliness looks like.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? And if he's got a really great roadmap for affection, for hugs, for how's your day, for I love you, for kisses, that's one thing. If he has a roadmap, a visual roadmap of affection looks like when her back is turned, you slide up behind her and put both hands on your breast and you kiss her on the neck. He's going to do that to a 17-year-old who was not consenting to that. It's going to be a mess.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because affection is affection when you're 16, when you're 19,
Yeah.
when you're 21.
Yes.
Right? And I'm overly simplifying it here, and I know that there's going to be nerds everywhere like, I'm oversimplifying it here, but it goes back to I want them to have the context. I want them to have some images in their head, but I want to keep some things to their imagination.
Okay, and I don't need to sit them down and say we've been a bad example in this way.
I don't think you've been a bad example.
Just go forward.
I don't think you're a bad parent. I don't think you're a terrible person. I think you're...
Oh, yeah, but I make mistakes.
We
I'm
all
super
do.
fun, but I do make mistakes.
We all do.
So,
Now,
and I'm willing to repent and tell my kids, sorry, I messed up here. We'll get you therapy.
yeah, well, they may call. They may call one day for therapy.
Yeah.
No, I think it's more if anybody ever asks, just be like, yeah, we were super gropey, and we realized that we should keep some things out of your rods and cones because it'll melt your retinas.
Okay.
Right? And you can laugh it off, but it's not. I don't think this is a sit down and have a big long lecture conversation.
Okay.
I do want you and your husband to continue to be intentionally affectionate in front of your kids.
Okay.
That is a great gift you can give them.
But with swimsuit.
In my house, I wouldn't say in my house, but that's what I would teach for anybody anywhere.
Okay.
Is keep swimsuit parts for behind closed doors.
Okay.
And just because your kid's old enough to handle it, right? Like if your 18-year-old walks in, they still don't want to see that. You know what I mean? It's not helping them to see that. So hopefully that you're a great mom and you're a great wife, and it sounds like your husband's a great guy. Is he awesome?
Yes. The best in the world.
That's so good.
He's in the top of the top. He's
awesome.
Absolutely fantastic.
Well, tell him he can fill you up all he wants. Just do it behind closed doors.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's fantastic. Hey, it's been an honor talking to you. Y'all are on the right track. And I know this is a question that comes up all the time because there's a continuum here. So I appreciate you being bold and asking it. Do not walk away from this conversation thinking you're a bad mom. You're not. Thinking you screwed your kids up. You haven't. Have you made things awkward? Yes. Is Christmas going to be hilarious 10 years from now when they start bringing up some stuff that they saw? No question about it. I can't wait. But you're a good mom, and he's a good dad, and y'all are making it right as you go. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call.